You ever witness a moment so powerful it silences an entire battlefield? Well, that's exactly what happened when a quiet comms tech named Sergeant Riley Grant found herself face to face with a Navy SEAL lieutenant, and a salute that no one saw coming. What started as a routine repair turned into a moment that shook an entire unit and reminded everyone what true respect really means. Hey warriors, welcome back to Her Mission Diaries, where we bring you the real, raw stories of courage, resilience, and the women who define the word mission. If you love stories that move your heart and salute your spirit, hit that like button right now and make sure you subscribe so you never miss another mission story like this one. All right, let's dive in. The sun was just crawling over the ridges of an Afghan valley when Sergeant Riley Grant brushed the dust off her comms unit. The air smelled like diesel, sand, and yesterday's tension. She wasn't a fighter, not in the traditional sense. Her job was to make sure others could talk while they fought. But anyone who's ever served knows, without communication, there's no coordination. And without coordination, there's no survival. That morning, things were bad. A joint operation between the Army Rangers and a SEAL team had gone quiet. Their last radio transmission was a garbled mess, filled with static and broken words. Under fire, need, evac, then silence. The brass wanted answers fast, but all eyes turned to one person, the quiet woman with a grease-stained uniform and a toolbox slung over her shoulder. Riley. She wasn't built for drama. No medals on her chest, no swagger in her step. Just skill, razor-sharp and silent. She knelt by the comms gear, popped the panel open, and started diagnosing under the beating desert sun. Around her, soldiers moved with restless energy, checking weapons, scanning horizons. And that's when he walked in. Lieutenant Nathan Cole, Navy SEAL, reputation tougher than the mountain behind them. He was known for his focus and fire. He wasn't the type to wait on anyone, much less a comms sergeant. But right now, his entire team was out of contact, and their lives might depend on her. Status, Sergeant? He asked, voice steady but clipped. Riley didn't even look up. If you keep breathing down my neck, sir, I'll have to file that under operator interference. A couple of nearby Rangers snorted. The SEAL's expression didn't change, but a tiny spark of surprise flickered in his eyes. Minutes ticked into hours. Sweat trickled down Riley's neck as she rewired, recalibrated, and rechecked. The desert heat turned metal into fire, but she kept working, hands moving like a surgeon. Finally, a soft crackle. Command, this is Bravo Team, reading you loud and clear. The sound of that voice over the headset was like hearing a heartbeat after flatline. Cheers erupted. Even Lieutenant Cole's jaw unclenched. Riley exhaled, wiped her face, and finally stood up. There, you've got your line. Next time, try not to drop it in the dirt. Cole looked at her for a long moment. Then he did something no one expected, something that froze every soldier around. He stepped forward, heels together, and gave her a full military salute, not a half-hearted gesture. Not a polite nod. A salute, crisp, solemn, filled with the weight of every mission and every life she'd just helped save. The base went silent. A SEAL officer saluting an Army sergeant. That just didn't happen. Riley blinked, caught off guard, then slowly returned it. No words, just two soldiers standing in the desert, connected by something far deeper than rank. And in that moment, everyone watching knew she hadn't just fixed comms gear. She'd fixed faith. If that moment gave you chills, imagine how many unsung heroes like Sergeant Riley are out there right now, holding the line in silence. Hit like to honor them and subscribe to Her Mission Diaries for more stories that prove strength isn't always loud. 3 weeks later, Riley was back stateside. The hum of generators had been replaced by the quiet buzz of fluorescent lights in a supply depot. She preferred it that way, routine, calm, predictable. But that peace didn't last long. One morning, a tan envelope appeared on her desk. No return address, just her name, written in precise block letters. Inside was a folded letter and a single SEAL trident patch. The letter read, Sergeant Grant, some people earn respect through medals, others through rank. You earned it through silence, through doing what needed to be done when no one else could. My team made it out that day because of your work. Consider this trident not as thanks, but as acknowledgement, From One Soldier to Another, Lieutenant Nathan Cole. Riley read it twice before the words really landed. The trident wasn't just a symbol, it was a bridge. A Navy SEAL recognizing an Army tech as an equal. That didn't happen in the rulebook, but maybe the rulebook wasn't built for people like her. She pinned the trident inside her locker, not for display, but as a reminder. Not every hero gets a medal ceremony. Sometimes they just get a quiet salute, and a letter that nobody else sees. Months later, a new recruit asked her what it was like working with SEALs. Riley smiled softly. "They talk a lot about brotherhood," she said. "But that day I learned something else. Brotherhood doesn't care about uniforms." And somewhere, maybe halfway across the world, Lieutenant Cole was probably saying the same thing. If this story touched your heart, take a second to hit that like button right now. And don't forget to subscribe to her Mission Diaries for more true, emotional, and powerful stories of women who serve, who sacrifice, and who remind us what mission really means. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never underestimate the quiet ones.